Alrighty then. Frank Branches. Shows RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. Eric's not going to be on the show today. But in lieu of that, we still have Breakman coming on in. And should be a fun time. So let me turn down the volume a little bit on my headphones because, it's all good. But it's going to be a fun show today. We got some reviews. I'm going to be reviewing... what am I going to be reviewing? Look at my... Creep Show Episode 2. I got the Ghost Concert, so that's going to be a special review. You guys are definitely want to stick around for that. I tweeted out some pics of the concert, so if you're interested, go to my Twitter feed at Frank Branches, and you should be able to see some of those. I'll tweet out more. I still got to tweet out some older Slipknot concert vids and pics and stuff like that. So the ghost ones are there, and hopefully you guys and gals will enjoy those. So Eric's going to be out today. He's a little under the weather, so give him some love on Twitter at EricRPG. Maybe go to his Patreon, Eric Kelly. Just search Eric Kelly, and give him a couple of bucks to do reviews. He's an excellent writer. He's been doing it for years, and he doesn't get paid to do it. He's a great reviewer, and he does a lot of good work. So make sure you support Eric. Also, I'm going to be reviewing Creep Show Episode 2. That aired last night on Shudder. If you guys and gals are horror fans, highly recommend getting Shudder because it's like 99% horror. So it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that service and it's fairly cheap. So you can get like yearly deals, etc. And just so everybody knows, I don't get paid by Shudder. So it's just a pure endorsement by me, but without pay, obviously. I'm going to be talking about insurance today. If insurance companies aren't scams, I don't know what is, so you'll be hearing me rant a little bit about that. I'll give you guys the rundown on what happened to me personally with that particular company and why they are trash. And most are. I know the calls are going to be, the tweets I'm going to be getting on Twitter, and all the hate that I'm going to be getting about all insurance companies. And you know what? You are right. So, just hold for that. Other than that, we're gonna have a good show. Just waiting on Breakman. If you're just joining us, it's my name is Frank Branches. You're listening to RPGrinders. The show has not started yet. Just waiting for Break to get on in and do a couple little tests, because I usually test with Eric, but he's under the weather today, so he's not gonna be on. And we're going to have a kick-ass show for you guys regardless. We always try to. So, let's see if we can... Sorry for the Skype sound that you're going to be hearing here, but... Breakman, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. We are live. I was just telling everybody we're just waiting on you because Eric is still sick. So yeah, there's that.
Bird flu.
I think he has the bird flu. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Either that or AIDS. I don't know. I'm leaning towards bird flu. But we should do a poll. Does Eric have a common cold, AIDS, or the bird flu? And see what we get from that. How you been, Break?
Better than Eric, apparently.
Yeah. We're both definitely better than Eric right now. So, I think it's gonna be a good show. Break. I don't think we're gonna have any problems today. Other than Eric not being here and keeping the show together. I mean, that's So it's just us today.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
I mean, oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell Eric you said that. By the way, I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Break. I'm sure you're gonna have plenty to talk about. Cheeto is at it again.
Have you ever seen anybody just blatantly admit everything on the air like that?
No, to answer your question. But I
don't think anybody has, and it's just like, wow.
I can't imagine a scenario where he gets out of this now. Breakman.
No, not at all. There's no way.
But as I say that, things happen with Trump that have never happened with any other president. So, who knows, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
who
that's
knows?
True enough.
But why don't let me see if anybody's in chat so they can hear. Nope, nobody's in chat, of course. So we're just gonna have to hope for the best, Break, and get the show started. Are you ready to go?
I'm just sending out a tweet.
Okay, cool. And you know what? I might as well retweet that tweet. Let's see. Let me know when you get
pooping. What the hell's going on over there?
What?
Making all sorts of grunting noises and stuff.
Oh, I just had a burp. I ate right before I came on air. So came on air.
Sound like you're taking a crap. Yeah. That's it.
How dare you make fun of me, man? Did you tweet out?
I'm hitting the button now.
You better, son of a bitch. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Why does it say episode 559? That's so weird.
I see 560 on my end.
Okay, good. That's good. Because it is 560 today. But all right, Break. You ready?
Okay, I'm turning on the mic to see if I can hear us.
Okay. Can you hear? Can you hear what I hear?
It's driving me crazy. I can't take that. I hear us talking, and while we're trying to talk to each other.
All right, turn it off. Turn off the madness. Must be what
it's like to be a crazy person.
Hearing voices in your head, stuff like that. Let me check one more time, see if anybody's in chat. Nobody yet. Maybe Eric's in chat, sort of, but he might be in and out. I don't know. He wasn't feeling good at all, but he did. Kudos to him. He put the news in for us, so that was really cool of him. So you ready to go, Break?
Hold on a moment. Beer. Yep, let's go.
Yeah. Just before we start the show, just for the people that are listening on Twitch and YouTube, I think last week I promised new intro, outro, all that stuff, but keep listening because there might be something coming that's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm just waiting on something, and then I will hopefully have some really cool
the guy
intro
that responds to the blackmail.
Not yet. I think I have to up the ante. I have to send pictures of a gun to the dude's wife's head, and then it'll be a done deal. So cool. Just waiting on that. All right, you ready to go, Break?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. And welcome everybody to episode 560 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Breakman. Eric RPG is on assignment this week. He's really sick, so he can't make the show. But Breakman, how are you, man?
Freaking out right now, dude. I'm looking everywhere and I can't find it.
Find what?
Shit!
What are you... What? Ah!
There we go.
Whew. Man, somebody almost stole Breakman's cowbell, man. Holy shit. That would have been a crisis. I don't know if we could have done the show without the cowbell.
On the damn floor. I'm looking all over the table. Like, where is it? Just... I need to clean this table. It's got to be here somewhere.
Exactly, man. Well, I'm glad you found the cowbell, man. And I'm glad the cowbell's in full effect. Because I think we're going to need the cowbell as third host this week. Since
the cowbell is going to read the first news story. All right, cowbell.
Wow, that was a special news story for sure. I think though, because I don't have the cowbell translator working, Breakman, I'll have to do the first news story. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
All right. Let's go to the first news story. I see. Oh, Freak 5 is in there. Freak, let us know if you can hear us, man. That was the final thing, but we're getting into the news now. It comes to us from RPG site. What's that? What's that, Break?
He said hello, I said howdy doody.
Howdy doody. All right, first news story from RPGsite.net. Mario and Luigi RPG developer Alpha Dream files for bankruptcy. Wow, so the proceedings...
Oh no, the Mario Brothers are broke!
Yeah, well, the Mario Brothers, one of the companies that works on the Mario. Right?
Never mind.
So
they got tons of gold coins.
Yeah, these proceedings began. This is kind of sad news, man, because they're a good RPG maker for sure. Proceedings began in Tokyo District Court on October 1st. Alpha Dream was founded as a video game developer in 2000, originally as Alpha Star, whose early games included titles such as Tomato Adventure and Hamtaro series games. They would go on to partner with Nintendo and release the first Mario and Luigi game, Superstar Saga. I don't know if you remember that one, Break, but that was a pretty decent game.
Yeah, I never played it, but there were a million Hamtaros, so that's kind of vague.
Yeah. Studio's most notable recent title was Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey, which released for the 3DS earlier this year, but the reported sales afterward were especially poor. I do remember those games not selling great, and that probably did them in. But the article cites, the Yahoo article cites slowing revenues, heightening development costs, and deficit settlements in recent years have placed the studio in a position where it cannot continue its business as of March 2018. The total debt is reported to be about 465 million yen, which I'm guessing is probably... What's that?
Like $5.
Yeah, like $5.
Man, we can get them out of this debt.
I know, we should buy this company, Breakman. So... Freak 5 is exiled. He's in fine form. He says he would rather hear the cowbell than me. Sometimes I agree with you, Freak 5, so you're not alone in that. So now the Mario and Luigi RPG series, like, it's kind of in flux. So, there it is.
All right, Nintendo just find a new developer.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, but this is sad. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Nintendo. Most people aren't gonna really know the difference. They're just gonna see a new Mario RPG, and it's still gonna have the Nintendo logo on it.
Yeah, that's true too, man. Hopefully there'll be another company that can, hook up with Nintendo and keep the series going. So that would be the preference. So, all right, Breakman, what do we have next?
Coming to us live from RPG Site. Broken Roads is a Fallout-like post-apocalyptic CRPG set in the Australian outback. Founded by veterans from development studios such as Riot and Ubisoft, Drop Bear Bites. Okay.
Drop Bear Bites. I love it.
Yes, and it's playing the word bites. It's not like bites as in you get bit by a bear. It's bites as in megabytes, but it's after a bear, so it's never mind. Anyway, Drop Bear Bites clearly draws inspiration from a classic Fallout game, putting an Australian twist on things. So, good night, mate. As the Scrapbot developer, Broken Roads tells the story of a group of companions as they make their way across Western Australia, encountering new friends, overcoming terrible enemies, and uncovering a mystery behind ever strange happenings in the Never Never. The hell's the Never Never?
You know, Breakman, not to interrupt your story, I so wish that they mentioned knives in this story so you could do the whole, Crocodile Dundee thing.
I don't know.
You know.
It's not a knife. This is a knife.
There you go.
The game's key mechanic is called Moral Compass. To take on a morality system, dialogue options and quest decisions can be influenced by and contribute to a character's philosophical leanings. This leaning can alter available choices as well as open up something called moral taint.
Moral taint? What? Wait a minute. This has to be
traits.
Oh, I thought you said taint.
That's actually what I did say. So let me start that sentence over again. This leaning can alter available choices as well as open up something called moral traits, which seem to act like passive feats.
I like moral taint better, man.
Yes, we need some moral taints, that's for sure. Back to here's the story. Love for traditional computer role-playing Broken Roads is an upcoming isometric post-apocalyptic RPG promoting a rich, engaging narrative and an all-new morality system. Using fixed cameras, hand-drawn isometric props, and environments, the game will allow players to experience a ravaged future and a story of survival, introspective, and community as they make their way across an isolated, desolated... I'm getting peanut gallery feedback over here. I gotta stop. And make their way across.
Mrs. Breakman had enough. That's the translation there.
All new post-apocalyptic setting, unique morality system influencing dialogue, quest and character development, authentic Australian locations and environments, blend of traditional original RPG mechanics, up to 6 party members, turn-based tactical combat, hand-drawn artwork, and a content-rich and this densely crafted world.
I think we've talked about this game before, Breakman, but it looks really nice. It looks good. It really does.
Good too.
Very detailed.
Moral choices and stuff like that's always fun.
Yeah, and the moral taints. That's what I'm waiting for.
Moral taints are the best.
See, I'm waiting for the sequel that has immoral taints. That's the one that you got to wait for. Freak 5 is going. Freak 5's going for a record exile today. He's exiled because he says he's at Red Lobster eating endless shrimp while he listens.
Is he playing us for the staff?
Jesus Christ, that would be awesome.
And are there people that are in there eating their food and they're like, who the hell turn this shit off?
He's like doing it like John Cusack in that movie with the speaker over his head, like playing RPGrinders in the middle of a Red Lobster. That'd be awesome. He also says Frank's impersonation of Crocodile Dundee is Frank walking up to a drag queen and grabbing the drag queen's junk. How dare you, Freak 5? That's actually not true. Unless the drag queen's really hot, then maybe we'll talk. But anyways, Broken Roads looks good. I might look forward to playing this, Breakman. It looks slightly different. It looks gorgeous. Like, it's real pretty. So too bad it's just on PC for now, but they always come to the other systems. So hopefully we get it soon.
No, you are inappropriate for my kids to hear. I have an earbud in my ear.
How dare you, Freak 5? We are a very family-friendly show.
Yeah, we're sure the fuck we are, man.
All right, let's go to the next story. Speaking of family-friendly, I don't know how family-friendly this is. I just didn't have a transition. Katakawa Games reveals Metal Max Xeno, reborn for PS4 and Nintendo Switch. So the 30th anniversary in 2021, it's going to be Metal Max Xeno Reborn. So there you go. PlayStation 4, Switch. There's some screenshots, which I can kind of show you here. I guess it's just a reboot of Metal Max Xeno, if anybody's ever played that game. So there you go. That's the story. And we're sticking to it.
Sequel to Metal Max? I mean, is this a trend of games? Was there a metal game?
Eric would know more. See, that's why Eric is so vital to the show. But the combat dog Pochi, which appeared in many past Metal Max games, so there's your answer, Breakman. But not Xeno, makes its return here. Random battle encounters are also going to be replaced with groups of monsters that will roam the field. I think the era of random battles are completely over. I don't think that there are very many games that are going to be doing that anymore. I think, what was one of the first? I think it was Xenosaga that really had like the enemies on screen that you kind of like saw. That might have been one, and maybe not the first, but one of the first games to do that. So I think we talked about that before, Breakman. That's a kind of a nice addition, because you know those old school like 8-bit games that like every 2 seconds you're like getting into a fucking random battle, and it gets to be too tedious, you know, a little bit. Eric's in chat. He says there's stuff about Xeno 2 and Code Zero too. So I didn't see that in this story.
You should probably say Code Zero also.
Oh, here we go.
So it's kind of like, it's just awkward.
Here's the other stuff. If I continue reading, they kind of hid these, but second project.
Sorry, your grammar. I was.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. You're a son of a bitch.
I blame the alcohol and Frank. Blame Frank.
Yeah, just blame me. I blame Eric for not being on the show. So Metal Max Xeno Reborn 2, which is also coming in 2020. It will be a brand new title that goes west from where the first Reborn game took place, with hard and survival as the game's themes. So there's that. And then the third project was Code Zero. So there's not a lot on that, but it will go back to the first Metal Max game released on the NES and reconstruct the series from its origin point. So there you go. So I got it all in, Eric. See, Eric was yelling at me because I didn't mention those, but Freak 5 is exiled again, so like I said, he's going for record. He says, I would rather hear the baby one table over start crying again than hear Frank. So, exiled, son of a bitch. Alright, Breakman.
I don't even have to edit these. You were actually saying exactly what he's saying. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, you should, like, this should be like reverse day, and you should say, that's not what he said, and then make up a bunch of shit, you know? Alright, Break, what do we got next?
Coming to us live from RPG site, Super Robot Wars X, or 10, I don't know, I don't give a shit, will be available for Switch and PC, Steam, in Japan and Asia on January 10th. Nandai Bamco has revealed, skip this paragraph, Jesus Christ, skip this line too. These ports will include all bonus scenarios that were sold as TLC in the original PlayStation 4 and Vita releases. While there are no plans to bring these games to North America or Europe, those in the West who are interested in playing this game should be able to port in the official Asian English version, which is available in Southeast Asia on the PS4, Vita, and soon Switch as well. What's a Vita?
Yeah,
however, the PS4
exactly.
release, unfortunately, might not be easily available for Western players, as the Steam page for Super Robot Wars V, I'm going to call it V just to be annoying, is still region locked to East and Southeast Asia as of the writing. Yes, I know Roman numerals. I'm being annoying or a dick or whatever you want to call me. You can watch.
You're being Freak 5 Chaos?
That was a cheap shot. You can watch an official English trailer for Super Robot Wars X right below. I'm going with X because that's
it's looking really good, Break. I know you probably can't see the video that's going on right now, but man, they're doing a really good job with this. So hopefully we get it over here, man. That would
probably not. We've only got like a couple of Super Robot Wars games, haven't we?
Yeah, Eric would know
licensing issues.
Yeah, Eric would know more about that, but I believe you're right. There were some licensing issues with a couple of them and whatnot. But they're pretty, man. This one that I'm looking at, they did a really good job with it. I wouldn't mind playing. I'm not big on mech games and stuff like that, but this looks interesting. I love the art style, like anime kind of styling, stylistically.
I wish we did more crossovers like that in the West. Like this is like Japanese developers games like this, and like the a Shonen Jump game where it's got like Naruto and Goku and all those other characters and stuff like that. Like, why don't we get any games like that? We've talked so many times about like how awesome we think a horror fighting game would be.
Yes.
Like Pinhead versus Freddy and stuff like that.
Yes.
How come we don't get crossovers like that? Come
on.
on.
I don't know,
What's up
man.
with this?
Welcome to chat, Angel of Light. I always want to say flight because it sort of looks like flight. Maybe it is flight. Angel of Flight. But I think it's Angel of Light. And Bloodluster, welcome back. I don't know if you're gentlemen or gentlewomen, but welcome on in. I'm Breakman. Freak5 says, every time Frank exiles me, I will tell Mrs. Freak to leave our server an extra % on his tip. Oh boy, he's going to have 100% tip. Man, that server is going to be rich tonight.
His meal, suddenly she's like, wait, no, sir, you gave me too much.
A server saying that to somebody, that'd be so funny. He also says, new season of Big Mouth is out. I still have to finish season 2, Freak5.
Yes, you must. You must catch up.
Yeah, I know
what I'll be doing this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good show. I love that show. The Hormone Monstrous is awesome, and so is the Hormone Monster. But whatever.
I love the monsters. Yes.
Yeah.
Maury's definitely my favorite because he's inappropriate in all the right ways.
Exactly. Freak5 says he's
brings his pet dicks with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine this week. Yeah. I've seen a couple episodes. That show's fairly funny. All right, let's move on to the next story from Siliconera. Code Realize Future Blessings will come to the Nintendo Switch next spring. So it's building up its Atome library. One of the many titles heading this way is Code Realize. I just mentioned that. Jesus Christ. Access Games confirmed it will localize it. Its first fan disc, too. In spring 2020, the collection of epilogues and side stories will appear on the system. Original game will appear on the Nintendo Switch in February 2020. Unlike Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth, Future Blessings contains stories that both do and don't allow you to make choices that alter the course of the story. There are, quote, date stories for Lupin, Frankenstein, Impy, Saint Germain, and Van Helsing, which have no choices, and a Lupine's Gang original story where you don't get to make any decisions. However, the new routes for Finnish and Sherlock Holmes, play on Sherlock Holmes, obviously, both allow you to decide on Cardia's actions and see different endings. So there you go. Future Blessings will come spring 2020. It is immediately available on the PS4 and that system that we never talk about, the Vita. So there you go. That's the story.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Not the Vita. I've heard of it.
Let's see. Freak5 says, you've heard of the Vita? Like, what's that? I've never heard of it. Is that a new system coming out, Break, that we don't know of?
No, I said I heard of it. I didn't say I knew anything about it.
Oh, okay. You have inside knowledge?
Things like I overheard people talking.
I gotcha. Our server is awesome. Already planning to give him a good tip. You should always give.
Okay, fine. A friend told me that he overheard somebody else talking.
So, Breakman, real quick question: What do you tip? Like when you even the worst service, what do you tip? Like, do you tip no matter what?
If it's bad service, like I've had a server actually insult me and stuff.
Yeah.
She didn't get shit.
Okay. I've never had a server insult me, but even when I get bad service, I still leave minimum 10%. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something in me that doesn't allow me. But if somebody insulted me, I think I would be the same. But
it was like this server was crazy. Like she insulted me and my friends when I came in. She didn't get us the drinks. Instead, she went over to the counter and started doing her homework. And we're like, after a while, like, well, could we have our drinks? I'm trying to do something over here. Like she started freaking out on us.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Wow. Not bad. Not good.
Yeah, definitely the worst service I've ever experienced in my life, and I've had stuff spilled on me before. So. Yeah,
that'll happen from time to time for sure. I mean, but most times that's like accident, So, Freak says I tip at 18%, raise or lower according to the service. See, I do like 20%. And then I go down or up from there, depending on what. So that seems about right, Freak5. It seems about right. All right, Breakman. Let's hope we can get another tip from this next story.
It's Silicon Era. Coming to us live from there. Players will be able to suffer like G did in upcoming The House of the Dead 1 and 2 remake.
Oh, you remember that? Suffer like G did instead of I, like, you know, that misspelling. You don't remember that, do you, Breakman?
I don't remember that error. No, I played the House of the Dead games, but I wasn't paying attention to anything that was going on as far as story. I'm just shooting shit. Earlier today, remakes of the House of the Dead and House of the Dead 2 were announced by Forever Entertainment. Those are the working titles. Okay, well, so it's not going to be Typing of the Dead? No,
I love that game. That is one of the most underrated games ever, Typing of the Dead. Love that game.
No platforms and release dates were announced, so well, then why are we talking about this?
It's a non-story.
Yeah, like, we've got nothing. We're working on it. Okay, yeah. There you go. Story.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. There is something interesting later on, though. It says that it's the same developer that's developing Panzer Dragoon. That's pretty good.
Oh, so wait, they're already making other games, so they're not even on this one yet. They're going to get this one eventually.
Yeah, they might have gotten the license and...
Yeah, like, this is the most non-story we've ever had.
Yeah, let's move on. Next story comes to us. This is definitely not a non-story. This comes to us from Siliconera. Yokai Watch 4++ announced for PS4, Switch, releases
in overweight people?
Yeah, plus. Releases in Japan, so perfect for Freak 5. Releases in Japan on December 5th, 2019. So there's updated versions of Yokai Watch 4 with the new yokai, new areas, multiplayer, and other bonuses. Then there's a look at the cover art, which looks kind of nifty. It's kind of got like one of those retro portrait type feels to it. Anybody that's played the Yokai Watch series kind of knows the art style. Kind of cutesy, type deal. So there you go. It'll go
these are for younger crowds.
Yeah. It'll go for 6,480 yen plus tax in Japan. Those with Yokai Watch 4 can also upgrade for 1,650 yen. So it supports traditional and simplified Chinese language support. Physical version of the game comes with the Jibanyan and Jinpai Y medal, and the digital version includes S-rank Yokai Demona. So there's some nifty little bonuses for you. Multiplayer has also been improved with local connectivity and online multiplayer for up to 4 players in the Pura Busters mode. So there you go. And then there's a new boss, it looks like. Sproink is its name. Nobusetonmon, I guess is the name of that. And there's a location. Really pretty artwork for sure. New map. And then some pretty artwork. It actually looks really good for like kind of a cutesy art style. So
I want to know where they came up with names like what was that? Pura and Sproink. Where do you get these names?
You're talking about Japanese here, man. They come up with the wackiest name. I love it. I love that aspect of Japanese culture.
I like that name.
All right. Sproink. Yeah, exactly. All right. Last story, Breakman.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Sproink. Sproink you will. Coming to us live from Silicon Era. The Dragula Lost Mega Man event. Wait.
Dragalia.
Oh. So this has nothing to do with Rob Zombie then.
No, it doesn't. But a nice.
Well,
nice
Mega Man's still involved, so I'm still interested.
Yeah, there you go.
Dragalia Lost Mega Man event will begin in November 2019 and lets you recruit Mega Man. That's pretty much the entire story. I know you've wrote like paragraphs here, but it seems like you've answered all of it right there.
Yeah.
But I'll go ahead and read the rest of it. Back when the Dragalia Lost Mega Man crossover event was announced during the September... No, who cares? Now the official website was revealed the date, which I just said. Like the adventures encountered during raid events, Mega Man will start out as a temporary Dragalia Lost party member. If you max out his friendship during the events, he will be part of your party permanently. He'll have the same sort of attacks and moves as he does in the game, right down to this death animation. That's cool. His exact moveset has not been announced. You just said what his moveset was. During the Mega Man Dragalia Lost event, Uden and his party will join up with the Blue Bomber to fight against Great Worms after someone from Mega Man's world finds their way into Dragalia Lost. By participating, you'll be able to get new items, weapons, and worm prints. Also, as is common with such events, there will be new music. However, this music will be Mega Man related.
That's actually really cool for all the Mega Man fans out there. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. The more Mega Man, the better, right, Breakman? I know you're a huge fan of Mega Man, so yes, there you go.
Down, even though Rob Zombie's not involved, I'm still sounds good to me.
You're still down.
Even though there's no Dragula and any of that.
Yeah, none of that nonsense at all. All right, let's move on to.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
Okay, there's some homie discounts. There's plenty on the PlayStation. I didn't get a chance to look at the other two, but usually they're mild compared to what PlayStation offers. I don't know why that is. I'm not, trying to be biased towards PlayStation, but PlayStation Store always has sales. But this is huge news. PlayStation Now price drops in every region. So I'm trying to see in Canada for our Canadian listener. Subscription is now $12.99 a month, $34.99 a quarter, or $79.99 a year.
Take that in your great economy.
Yeah, exactly. Europe, yep. The subscription is now €9.99 a month, $24.99 a quarter, or $59.99 per year. Japan, it's now 1,180 yen a month. $29.80 a quarter, $69.80 per year. Used to be $2,500 per month and $5,900 per year, per quarter. United States subscription is now $9.99 a month, $24.99 a quarter, or $59.99 per year. Used to be $19.99, $44.99, and $99.99. So that's
holy shit.
Yeah, it was expensive, but they offered a lot. But I didn't think they were super competitive with what Microsoft was doing. This gets it more in line with what Microsoft was doing.
Man, in some countries you really have to be rich to be a gamer.
Yeah, for sure. So it's actually good news. In addition, Sony confirmed 4 games that will be available January 2nd. People can now play God of War, Grand Theft Auto 5, Infamous Second Son, and Uncharted: A Thief's End. So there you go. That's
and it's half price now. I mean, that's the fucking good deal.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper now than what it was. So it's more like a 40-45% discount. So that's it's definitely good news, man. I think that's good news. All right, do we have anything in Dear Breakman this week?
You know what? Let me check. I haven't looked since earlier when there was nothing there and I was crying.
Freak says, "Yep."
Sorry.
Freak says, I am sure there are other games I want to play, but I have wanted now to play Tokyo Jungle." So there you go. Did you have anything?
I did forget. Wyland on Twitter sent us an answer to a question we were asking last week.
Hold on. Let me do your intro, man. I haven't been able to play that in a long time, Breakman.
I know, but it's not actually a Dear Breakman question. It's just a comment.
Well,
he was answering a question for us.
That's okay.
We should have played the theme for him.
Yeah, I'll come up with a different Wyland theme. All right, what you got?
So, at Johnny Woofei on Twitter said that the price isn't too shabby, and what he sent us was a link to the price of the Neo Geo Pocket, the arcade stick we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
They are $129.99 a piece.
That's not terrible. I mean,
for what it offers, I think that's a reasonable price. The only thing that sucks is you need 2 of them. So, I mean, honestly, it's $260, but I mean, if you're really somebody who's just playing by yourself, $130 isn't bad.
Yeah, but who plays fighting games by themselves, man? I mean, that's...
But somebody who used to play those Neo Geo games now and they don't have friends anymore.
I guess, man. Well, you never had friends to begin with, Breakman, so that might be perfect for you. You know, I'm just saying. All right, anything on Dear Breakman?
No.
No. All right, let's move on to... Oh, Freak5 says we need a freak intro. Maybe Freak5, maybe. I've been thinking about doing like special things for people that are in chat or send us questions, and that might be something that I do, like little sound bites for people. So I'm trying to do a lot of things, like I mentioned earlier before.
Blackmail, bribery.
Yeah, blackmail and bribery always works. But no, I've been thinking about like doing special things for the people that have supported the show for over the years. So it's something that I am thinking about, and I might be doing soon. I actually got something in the works for a new intro and outro. I'm just waiting on something right now. So look for that in the future. I know I promised that this week, but I'm basically waiting for permission on those things. But anyways, let's move on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Really? They do? Cool. What? Freak's like, I am a blackmail. What?
Well,
I don't think you understood what I was saying.
Freak5 is black? Wait a minute. And male? Wait a minute. Is this the same person? Anyways, go ahead.
So anyway, mostly been playing the Master Chief Collection. It's a good time still. Nothing new or exciting to say.
Yeah. The Halo's always been a really fun arcadey game, man. Like that. I mean, I think without Halo, where would Microsoft be right now with their gaming? Yeah.
There's just so much content in this game. I can be playing forever. Really, just playing for the story right now, and I'm still in the second game.
Yeah.
And they're gonna add. They still haven't even added Reach yet. They've got the third one. They've got 4 and ODST are all in there.
That's awesome.
And they're gonna add Reach at some point. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is good. That's good
stuff.
stuff.
And I do love playing the multiplayer maps. Just let me say, whoever decided to put a flamethrower on Sidewinder is my new best friend.
There you go.
I just love following people around and just catching them on fire. They're like, what the fuck? What on fire? I love playing those old maps. Like, man, how much fun I used to have just fucking around on like that on Sidewinder. That's we just mess around with people on the internet and stuff. And
I used to play like local, like everybody would get their Xboxes and hook them up. You know how they used to be able to do that.
Yep.
It's fun times.
I did those LAN parties when I had a store. Like I'd get a bunch of TVs, kids would come in. We'd have there's no room in the store, but it'd be completely packed.
Yep, for sure.
And we'd still be playing like 16-player games in a packed room. Like, okay.
Yeah. 4
Xboxes, 4 people playing on each. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly, man. I haven't been playing much. I played a very tiny bit of Talos Principle. I had a busy week. I went to the Ghost concert. I've had insurance issues, which I'll be talking about a little bit later. Did play MPQ a little bit as well. So that's pretty much everything that I've been playing. So let's move on.
RPGrinders reviews.
Yeah. Well, mostly because Eric isn't here and he usually plays like 10 games. You know.
I know he usually does dominate the review section. We've got like one apiece, and he's got like enough to keep the segment going for a while.
Yeah. Well, we're on to reviews. Breakman, did you have a review this week?
Actually, I can review something.
Okay.
There's a show me and you, really everybody's seen, and definitely you and me disagree on it. The Walking Dead.
Yes.
I quite enjoy The Walking Dead, and you've criticized it nonstop.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, The Walking Dead will be coming back this coming Sunday, but in its off time, they put on shows like Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Which may be the worst show I've ever seen.
Wow. See, I think The Walking Dead.
I think it's like a parody of The Walking Dead or a satire, just not a good one.
Yeah.
At this point, like, it's just so much on the Fear the Walking Dead doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And they like to break some of the rules they established with The Walking Dead. And characters do some of the strangest things. Like a couple weeks ago, a character died taking a selfie.
Jesus Christ.
This is the zombie apocalypse, and somebody died taking a fucking selfie.
Ugh.
That's how bad Fear the Walking Dead is.
Yeah.
That just is one example. Here's another example. In the season finale, one of the characters was riding on a horse, and they're being surrounded by the walkers. And the walkers were pawing at him and ignoring the horse.
Oh boy, Jesus Christ!
Remember the first episode of Walking Dead? Rick was riding that horse, and like he came around the corner, and they were all over him and the horse.
Yep.
The only reason he got away is because they were getting the horse.
See, I always wondered why, like, if you were on a horse in the zombie apocalypse, like, what, like, take your chance and just fucking run right through the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? Like trample. Like, the horse will take care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll. Yeah. I mean, it might go down, but there's a fucking.
Freak says I quit watching Fear long ago. Well, as long as Greg Nicotero makes these badass zombies, I'm still watching it. But it's had ups and downs. Like a couple seasons ago, it had probably its best season, and then at the following season, they decided to scrap all of that and kind of start over with new characters and such. Yeah. And then from there, they've gone with just stupid bad guys and absurd story plots. And then this season, they've just ratcheted up the stupid.
Yeah. That's how I feel about The Walking Dead. Maybe that's why you revere The Walking Dead so much, is because Fear is even worse. So it, like, makes, like, The Walking Dead look so much better.
No. Fear's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster. So there have been good seasons and bad seasons. But this season, it has been, look, you need to start over. Or the show needs to end and maybe a new show.
Well, they are starting that new show.
I know they have another show coming out, but that's going to be based on the kids growing up in the zombie apocalypse. They're just going to keep doing that, and there's going to be the movies coming out and stuff like that. AMC's just living off of Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much. But Freak, you forgot to mention this comment from Freak Break Man. He says Break had no friends, so he had to lure kids into the store to play Halo. He also says
I didn't see that one. Yes, it's true. I mean, who else is going to play with? Nobody else is going to play with me.
What'd you lure him in with? Like the old candy trick, or was it like different?
No, I'm not a pervert.
Oh. Freak said... Yeah, free Reynolds. I quit watching Fear long ago, but Walking Dead is back on Sunday. Ugh. Anyways, that reminds me. Bernie wants to watch this. I got through like the first half of season 9. I just couldn't do it anymore. Break. Like I was like so disappointed. Like, ugh. He also says Preacher was great. That's another show I need to watch too. Preacher. I watched like the first like 3-4 episodes of season 1, and then I started watching other shit. But you mentioned Greg Nicotero, Breakman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else he's doing? Creep Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, he is a creature master.
Yeah. So Creep Show episode 2 came out last night. And I'm gonna just do a really quick review on both of the like it was one episode with 2 stories. That's kind of the format they're doing, and they're releasing it every week. Last night had like a werewolf story in it, like a World War II werewolf story, sort of like Dog Soldiers. Man, it's classic fucking Creep Show, man. It's just really fucking good. And then the second story was about a finger. Now that story was a little bit weaker. It starred the guy. Did you ever watch Z Nation? Break?
No, I never saw him.
Okay, DJ Qualls. I don't know if you know who he is. He's this real skinny, gangly dude. He was in.
He was in Road Trip, right?
Yeah, Road Trip. Exactly. Okay. He was in the second one. He did a good job with that episode, and it was pretty good. It wasn't quite as good as the first episode, or the first like story in that episode with the werewolves, but man, it was good. The first episode had Jeffrey Combs as a Nazi like general or something, and it was pretty good. So I mean, it's just classic Creep Show. If you like Creep Show 1 and 2, the movies, you're gonna love the series. It's on Shudder. highly recommend getting it. There's plenty more. There's like tons of movies and other stuff on Shudder, but man, Creepshow's really, really good. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Mostly due to the fact the second story wasn't quite as good. I think that's going to be kind of the format going forwards. Like, one story is going to be really, really good, and the other story is going to be not as good, but still good. And it's just the way it's going to be. Let's see. Talking about Fear the Walking Dead with Dwight, and I don't know what's going on with that show, man. I haven't seen that. And
they basically reset it. Last season because of there were some unpopular characters and stuff like that, so they brought in a bunch of new characters and kind of went down a new story. And this season, the biggest problem I've had with this season is they've tried to turn it into this lost footage reality show type thing where they're taking videos of everything, they're interviewing people, they're like leaving tapes of their commercials saying like, we're here to help you and stuff like that. And it's just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, man.
You guys are in the fucking zombie apocalypse and you guys are making movies?
They're trying to make it like hip and cool for like the millennials or something is what it sounds like, Break. So like with the selfies and then the found footage shit and the commercials and they're trying to make it hip. You know what I'm saying?
Well, at the end of the last season, they basically the group decided we're going to go around and help people. We're looking for people. So now they started this season out advertising that they're going around helping people, or the second part of the season. The first part of the season, they went and built a plane. Do you know how to build a plane, Frank?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I built. I think that's why the Boeing 747s kind of crashed, because they didn't do it like the final safety inspections after I got done with them. Right. But yeah.
Okay, but do you know anybody else that can build planes?
No.
Well, in Fear the Walking Dead, apparently all of them just knew how to build a plane.
Oh man.
Especially Al. Like Al apparently is like their superwoman. Like she knows how to do everything. Like she's a mountain climber in one episode. She's the camera person. She's the one who shows up with a SWAT vehicle. Like,
well, I mean, you have to have a MacGyver for every show. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she's the MacGyver of the show. So, Freak5 says, what I think would be awesome is a clip show, kind of like in Living Color or Mad TV, only horror-themed instead of comedy. I don't know how well that would work, Freak5. I think
sounds kind of like maybe Scare Tactics or something.
No, the Scare Tactics is a little different.
Those are like skits. Is that what he's talking about, like a skit show?
Yeah, like kind of a skit show. But there was a show, I think it was called Hellevator, that they kind of tried something like that, and it didn't quite work. But I know what you're saying, Freak5, but I mean, there'd have to be developed really
are you saying like short form horror stories? You mean is that what he's saying? Like a 2-minute horror story?
Maybe like that. I think that would work. I mean, there's been plenty of
that's what he's saying. Okay,
yeah,
misunderstood.
I know how to make paper airplanes. Freak5 says, yeah, for sure. Okay. Also, I have a review. Remember last week I said I was going to go to the Ghost concert, and wow, we had really excellent tickets. Bernie and I were like lower bowl, first row, but like right near the stage. Like I have video, and like the video is good enough. Like you can see like facial expressions, and it was super impressive. And Ghost puts on a heck of a show. I got pictures, I got vids, and I'll try to post those on my Twitter at Frank Branches if anybody's interested. And it was an amazing, excellent concert. I didn't like the opening act very much. Nothing more. A lot of people did, but they just seemed like overly produced. And like Breakman, like have you ever been to a concert where you can tell that they mess with the voices a lot? Like production wise, like they add like reverberation and like all those weird things that they do with voices and stuff. That's kind of what they did with the opening act, and I don't like that. I like to just hear the singers sing. You know what I mean? Like when you go to a Metallica concert, you just hear James singing. You know, you don't hear a lot of that. At least they hide it better, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But Ghost was excellent. It was high production value as well. Like there were a lot of, but it seemed seamless and integrated in a way that it didn't seem obtrusive, and it was a great concert. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best concerts I ever went to. I mean, nothing's gonna beat the Pantera Sepultura Prong Red Rocks concert I went to. That's legendary. But it was a great show, and I highly recommend that if Ghost comes to your area this year, go and see them, because they're not touring in 2020. So make sure you get a chance to see them if they come close to here. If you like rock music with kind of a gothic horror kind of vibe, they're a perfect band for you, and I highly recommend watching them. So 10 out of 10. Go check them out for sure. No Highscapade this week, but I have a feeling like I have Highscapades, but I'm gonna hold them back because there's some epic ones that I gotta tell you guys. Obviously involving Bernie, but let's move on to.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman. I know this is always your favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Stinko
Eating
of the
on
week.
stuff. Mine goes to this. I think a lot of politicians are just using what's happened in recent weeks as an excuse. This war on vaping.
Yeah.
The people who have died, like I think it's like 18 up to 18 right now, have been using illegal products.
Yes, 19. It's up to 19.
None of them have been using like the store bought stuff. But this is still being used as an excuse as a complete war on vaping, and states in general are just banning it in whole. They did it in Ohio.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Breakman. Because it's the illegal stuff. It's not the stuff that you're getting at the stores. Right. But there is lots. I looked into this a little bit. There's lots of studies to suggest that vaping is actually worse than smoking because.
No, I don't disagree with any of that. But I'm saying like the people who are dying, they're using that as an excuse. Right.
I totally agree.
But I'm saying like this is another choice that's being completely taken out, and they're using like Mike DeWine saying this is stuff because of the flavors that's marketed to the kids and stuff like that. And like I don't really know that many kids. I know adults, and adults love flavors.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous for them to say like because you're an adult that you can't like cotton candy flavor or something shit like that,
Yeah. I agree with you for the most part, for sure, Breakman. It's ridiculous to take away a choice, right? And the thing is, like, we look at it and 19 people, which is obviously tragic, right? 19 people using illegal things, but in comparison to firearms, like it's not even fucking close. So why are we picking on vaping as opposed to doing something that's actually like? I think in Vegas, what was it, 50 people that got slaughtered because of
54 or 53, 54, something like that.
Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst one in the history of the United States. Like, in that one sitting, that one shooting, there were 54 people that lost their lives because of a semi-automatic weapon. Like, why can't we do something about that? Like, now.
And one of the, like, Mike DeWine's excuses is, like, this is about the kids. We're trying to protect kids.
Yeah.
Well,
what about guns?
Isn't that exactly what you're talking about, Frank?
Yes.
You're not just talking about protecting kids. You're talking about protecting everybody.
Yes. Yes. Like, and this emphasis on kids versus adults. Like, why? Why? Like, kids' lives are not worth more than adults' lives. Like, everybody's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just. I don't know. It's so stupid. I agree with you 100%. Like, to ban vaping because you have somebody that used illegal products is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like smoking, if you want to really tackle another issue, what about smoking? Just ban cigarettes. How about that? Ban cigarettes. There you go. End of problem, right? Which it's not going to work because what happens when you ban something, Breakman?
Exactly. That's another point. When you ban something, people turn to illegal products.
Yes.
You create a black market.
Yes.
I mean, and we've talked about this stuff, how stupid the war on drugs is, and and Freak's pointing out some of the. He said, "Ask a respiratory therapist about the effects of vaping. Google popcorn lung. Vaping is horrible."
How about
I responded with, "So is drinking."
Yeah, look up. I was going to say, look up cirrhosis of the liver. and see if that doesn't change your mind on a few
One
things.
of the worst things we can possibly do to our bodies is drink, and it's
Yeah.
perfectly legal.
Yep. I totally agree. I mean, and now
I'm drinking beer right now. It's delicious.
I'm not calling for a ban on drinking. We already know what's happened when that happened.
I just a ban on things in general. Like banning murder is completely different. You know, there are things that we need to be that need to be banned. But when it comes to a product that you're putting in your body, you're choosing to use, there are people that are going to do it even if you tell them no.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, the funny thing is, you bring up the war on drugs, Breakman. You know how much money we would save by stopping the war on drugs and like maybe making some more of those drugs legal?
I think as a country, yes, but I'm guessing, but there are a lot of people who make money by keeping drugs illegal, and those are big pharma. For
yes,
instance.
of course. That's the point I was trying to bring across.
The cigarette industry and the alcohol industry does not want marijuana to be illegal.
No, they don't.
They don't, because it eats into their profits.
Absolutely. And luckily,
and in fact, they teamed up together to help get marijuana banned in the first damn place.
Yes.
Back in the teens, I think.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. Couldn't agree with you more, Breakman. Couldn't agree with you more. Any other stinkos of the week?
No. Just our culture of let's ban stuff instead of regulating. Which, I mean, look, gambling is an addictive thing. Look what happened when we banned it, like sports gambling.
Yeah,
people are still gambling, right? You're making them, turning regular people into criminals because they're not going to stop.
It's usually the Republicans that are so anti-regulation, man. It was
George W. Bush that banned the sports bet gambling in the country.
Yep. I just don't understand it, man. Regulations are not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to products. You know what I mean?
When there's something's regulated, for instance, the marijuana industry, you're getting quality marijuana, right? You're not getting something sold off the corner, which could be paprika, or it could be like an insecticide or something in a bag, and you wouldn't know.
Right. Although I will say they use a lot of chemicals in the dispensary. They're required by law to put every chemical that they use. And for me, I grow my own. So you know what I use? Water. That's what I use. Water and sun. That's the only thing that my plants got. So, but yeah, I totally agree with you, Breakman. I don't think we've agreed on anything more than this particular subject. So, you know what else we both can agree on, Breakman?
Ooh. I'm not gonna guess. Go ahead and tell me.
Eric being sick. That's one of my stinkos.
I thought we were on Sweetos.
No, we're on stinko. I didn't do my stinkos.
Oh. Well, why'd you say Eric's sick?
Well, because he's sick. That's my stinko.
I thought it was a Sweeto.
See, Eric, I just want you to know, Eric, I've been sticking up for you the entire show, and Breakman is the one that's talking shit. So
it's true.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
It's true. I've definitely been the one talking shit.
Yeah.
I have no reason to deny this.
So yeah, that's why he's not
here. You can't say anything to me.
Right. He can't defend himself. So that's how it goes on the grinders.
Target.
Backstabbing Central, RPGrinders. So
that's the Trump type target. You're nowhere near me at the time. But I can yell in the microphone at you.
Right. Also, you know who else has been sick? Breakman, Bernie Sanders. He had a stent put in, which. At first, I was kind of freaking out, and then the more I read about it, the more I'm like, he's going to be back up and running within probably a week.
He's already out and tweeting like he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So he's on the mend. He's better. So, and it's not like Bill Clinton had stents put in, and you know who else had stents put in their heart, Breakman? You'll be really shocked. Mick Jagger.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Jagger.
I knew that.
I did not know that, and I was like, wow, that dude has tons of energy. So
that's why everybody was so shocked that he recovered so quickly, and how he's back to dancing and performing and singing and shit like that. Like most people couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
how the hell did he ingest so many drugs and so much alcohol
and survive?
Years later, he can survive things like heart attacks like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's modern medicine, man. That's for sure. And it also helps if you have the money to afford modern
yes,
medicine.
That's true.
We all need. I really think that we need Medicare for all and just fuck private insurance.
We talked about how much the Stones charged per concert last week.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
Jagger
yeah.
got money.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and then I have a final stinko, Breakman, and this goes out to Progressive Insurance. Fuck Progressive Insurance. You know how much I was paying for 6 months of their shitty insurance, like the minimum with a $500 deductible with no comprehensive coverage, and I did get uninsured motorists, thankfully. I paid $1,000 for 6 months worth of insurance. $1,000 on a 2008 Toyota Prius. And I was like, I wasn't like dissatisfied paying that because I know insurance is expensive, and I figured all the insurance companies were gonna kind of treat me that way anyways. What I did not expect is to put in a claim on somebody that sideswiped my car and didn't leave a note and didn't stop, didn't try to find out where, of course not. Why would they do that? That's courtesy, right? So I went through hell getting this claim through, Breakman. And let me tell you what the sequence of events. So my car gets hit in front of my house, like at night when I was sleeping. Didn't hear it.
In there.
No witnesses, right? Nothing, So I call, and this is basically 2 days after. No, it was a total of 3 days after I get the insurance, right? So I'm covered, right? The minute that you give them your credit card number and they, put that hold on your card, you're supposed to be covered, right? So, anyways, I call the insurance company and I tell them, well, my car got sideswiped. I think, I don't know who did it. What do I do from here? Well, we can't cover it unless you make a police report. So I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I'll do a police report and I'll call you back, right? So you get off the phone with them, go through the call the non-emergency police number. They tell me to file online, which I did, give them a description of everything that happened, et cetera, get a case number, etc., right? Then I go back to Progressive and, give them all the information and all that. And they're like, okay, well, when was this car purchased? And I'm like, I told them the date, when did you get insurance with us? And I told them, and I was like, well, I think this is overlap coverage with the other person. So we're going to have to talk to the previous owner. And I'm like, I bought this car off of fucking Craigslist. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, track down the previous... I don't even remember where this fucking guy lives. You know what I mean?
How
like,
long ago did you buy the car?
It was like basically a month ago. Like, this has all been within like a month's time, Breakman. Like, it's crazy. I buy the car... I buy the car on... What was it? Like a Monday, and like by Wednesday it got hit, right? But I already, yeah, it's close to the date. So then I haggle with him and I give him everything. Well, we're gonna need pictures before the accident and after the accident, and yeah, I mean they're wanting everything but my shoe size, right? So I give them all that information, and a week later, I still don't hear anything. So I call him back, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what, can I get my car fixed? Like, what, what's going on here? And they're like, well, we can't get the metadata off of your photos, so we're going to have you contact the previous owner to get his photos. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How about you guys go talk to the previous owner and you get him from, because and they're like, well, you're
paying them, aren't you?
Yes, I'm paying them.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it sounds like that maybe they should do some work.
Right. Exactly. So basically, what's going on here, Breakman, if you can't kind of read between the lines, is they're not believing me. They're thinking that this is an insurance fraud case, that I just colluded with the other owner to somehow make money off of this, right?
Gotcha.
Which it's laughable, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I go through all that, and I call the rep back, and she's like, okay, I think everything looks okay. I just got to talk to my supervisor about one more thing, and then we should be able to get you payment, and or if you want to get the car fixed, right? So I'm like, okay. I wait another week, right? And I called back because I hadn't heard anything, and they're like, oh, that we took that to a different department. And I'm like, you took it to a different department? What does that mean? Oh, they'll call you. So I'm like, well, when? I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Wait by the fucking phone while you guys dilly-dally and him and haw over this? Like, what is the deal? I just want my shit fixed, And they did ask me. They're like, well, do you want payment or do you want your car fixed? I'm like, I want my car fixed. Like, I just bought this fucking car. It's newer car to me. It was in pristine condition before, and now it's got a big old dent on the side. I want it fucking fixed. So, anyways, I wait for that person to call, and this is from, like, I'm guessing their fraud department, but they call it something different, and they're like, well, it looks like, why is it that this is your car, but your girlfriend's name is on the policy as the policy holder? And I'm like, because I don't have a license and she's the one that drives it. I bought the car with my money. So what's the problem? There should be no problem there. Well, that's kind of shady. I'm like, what do you mean it's kind of shady? I bought the car. My girlfriend is the one that drives the car, so of course she's going to be the one on the policy, and I paid for the insurance. So you guys took it out of my account. You guys knew about this before anything. And when I talked to your rep, I did all of this. I told you, I was upfront and honest with you guys. I don't have a license at the moment. My girlfriend's going to be driving it. It's my car. I bought it, but I'm also going to be paying for the insurance. You guys didn't have a problem taking the $1,000 out of my account. And then so she goes, well, we need to prove that money was taken out of your account. So you're going to have to call the bank and have me on the line so that you could verify. I said I already, and I had already done this twice before. Called my bank to give them verification that the money was taken out of my account. And so I'm like, how many more times am I going to have to do this? I've already done it twice. Well, you're going to have to do it again. Like, she's just getting real snooty, So I do that again, and of course the money is gone out of my account, verified by my bank through a rep. And then I get, later on, like after that phone call, I get an email saying that they need a copy of my bank statement with that information. I'm like, what the fuck more do you need? I said, I'm not willing to give you my account number if that's what you want. So if you want me to give you something, and they're like, well, no, we don't want your account number, just the screenshot of, the portion where the money was taken out. I was like, were you not on the fucking phone call? What world are we living in? You know what I mean? So then later on, I get another email.
We're living in a world where we're forced to have auto insurance. Well, at least in Ohio, we're forced to have auto insurance.
Yeah, it's that way.
Auto insurance is usually crap.
Yeah, it is. It's total crap. And Progressive is the worst of the worst. And I'll tell you why even more in a second. So anyways, I get another email saying that they need my phone records to prove that I was texting with the previous owner about the car and calling. I'm like, how intrusive is this? So finally, I call him back and I say, look, I'm going to give you this, but I'm not going to give you my account number or anything like that, just a screenshot. But this is the final thing I'm giving you. I'm not giving you anything else, So after all of that, right, I say, I really want the car fixed. And they're like, well, we're going to send you, you have to go through this app and you have to take pictures and we'll give you an estimate. So I go through all of that. And you know how much they wanted to pay me, Brakeman, after all that? $1,300 minus a $500 deductible. So that's $2,800, right? So I'm like, that seems a little low to me. So I'm like, just in case I need to go get an estimate, right? So I go get an estimate after telling them, and guess how much the estimate came out to? Just an estimate from a collision company, Brake.
$3,500.
Close. It was $3,000. And that's just like the overview estimate. $3,000. So I'm like, what the fuck with this company, man? Progressive is the worst fucking insurance ever. So I'm just now I don't know what to do, because I called a different insurance company today because, here's the other thing. I got a cancellation notice. that they were canceling the underwriters are canceling the policy because we didn't give them enough information. And I'm like, of course. So immediately I'm like, I called this company. It was I just happened to get like I go through a credit union, so I called. It was like one of those invitations to get car insurance, and I usually think that all that shit is bullshit, right? So just on a whim, I called it. Guess how much I'm paying now with better insurance, with less deductible and roadside assistance?
$750.
Try $900 for the entire year. So not 6 months, entire year. $905, and that includes all the insurance I had before, plus comprehensive coverage. So if somebody steals my car and wrecks it, it's covered, and I get roadside assistance. So, which I know is not a huge deal, but man, I was like, holy fuck! What more do you have to do to get more money out of people than what Progressive is doing? So in front of me now, I got a choice, Breakman. Do I take, and maybe this is a question for the audience and you, Break. Do I take it to get it fixed and make them pay more money? Because it's obviously going to cost more money than $1,300. I didn't cash this check that I'm looking at. So should I take it to get it fixed, or should I just cash this $1,300 check?
I would get my car fixed personally, but I don't. I mean, you can ask other people, but like if I get money to get my car fixed, I'd get my car fixed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not like a huge dent that's the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely noticeable, and it didn't affect the way that it drives at all. But still, like I'm inclined to think what you're thinking, Breakman. That's why I told them from the beginning, like I'm going to get my car fixed. Like that's. I mean, I think I agree with you, Breakman, but let's put it out to the audience. What should I do? Should I just cash this lowly check from Progressive, or should I just go get it fixed and stick it to Progressive for the rest of the fucking bill? And that's what I'm leaning towards, is getting the car fixed. So, yeah, $3,000 estimate, rough estimate. So, I don't know. That was just, I think Progressive insurance just fucking sucks, Breakman.
Gotcha.
But anyways, now I'm paying half the price for more insurance, and the deductible went from $500 down to $250. So go figure. I don't know what the fuck Progressive is thinking. So there you go. All right, let's move on. I think we should move on to happier subjects,
okay.
Breakman.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweeto of the week.
Okay, Sweeto of the week, Breakman, what you got?
What was my Sweeto last week?
I don't remember, Breakman.
Let me see. Let me go back in. It was last week. It's that the Jolly Orange Giant is finally facing impeachment after the news of a whistleblower coming out. Yes. Well, week 2 after the first whistleblower came out, we've got another whistleblower.
the dam is starting to break. Can you tell, Break?
Yes, things around him are definitely starting to crumble, and when people start hearing these things, like they're gonna have to stop denying it. I mean, his supporters are gonna support him no matter what.
Right.
Screw those people. We gotta get everybody else who's not voting and stuff to get them out and get them to vote. To say, listen, like we can't have a guy in here who's saying fuck the law, who's threatening the lives of civilians and people, like revealing the names of spies to foreign enemies and shit like that. Come on,
right?
But the latest whistleblower is over his taxes.
Oof,
so
I love
it. Apparently, there have been people trying to hide his taxes, which we all knew.
Right.
But now there's been,
Well, wasn't it Mnuchin that just defied the order to hand over the fucking taxes? Period. Like,
yes.
Why is he not in jail right now?
I'm guessing because Pelosi's weak, because they can order a specific. Who is it they order? They can order people to arrest them.
Yeah, the sergeant at arms in the
Thank you.
In the House of Representatives can go arrest anybody that they want, as long as
I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, the sergeant. Mnuchin should be in jail right now until he gives Congress what they need. But whatever. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Another whistleblower with taxes this time, right?
Yep.
Any details on that, or has that kind of...
Let me see here. I'm looking at an article right now. The whistleblower complaint was filed in July because privacy laws surrounding the release of tax returns, no other information is available. That's basically it.
So, yeah. So, and, my guess is the Democrats aren't going to push on that, man. Like, Pelosi's already said, like, the only thing that they're going to go for impeachment for is the Ukraine thing. I think they should do everything in the impeachment.
Well, this is going to have to tie into it because this is another whistleblower. They have no choice but to treat it like a whistleblower.
Good. I hope so. And I hope they do get those taxes, because those taxes, I guarantee, aren't kosher.
Oh, his taxes are enough to probably get him in jail.
Oh, yeah.
He screwed the system for year after year after year. We all know this, and his supporters know it, but they don't care because they're like, yeah, screw the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's screwing us too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's screwing us. He's screwing people around the world. Like, him and his family are profiting on them while we suffer. Like, well, everybody's got jobs. Well, have you had a pay raise recently? Because I haven't.
Right. Well, here's the thing, Brakeman. I said this a long time ago, and I'll reiterate it here. Basically, Trump is one of the worst human beings that you could possibly come across, and I'll tell you why. You know the Central Park Five, right? You know that whole story about how they were wrongly convicted of a crime and they were completely innocent, right? Mm-hmm. Even after finding out that these people were completely innocent, he wanted them to die. He wanted them to be executed. And I'm like, why? Because of the color of their skin? Like, what is your deal, dude? This guy is not good. He's never been good. He's bankrupted.
Or what about what he did on 9/11? How he had him and 100 of his employees out there, like, helping people, and he was showing them around, or like pointing them around, and they were all helping and stuff like that. And he reiterated that again on 9/11, which was just last month.
Yeah, or the fact that he called into a radio show and said that now
that's what he was actually doing on 9/11.
Right, he was gleefully
about his towers.
Yep, gleefully bragging that his tower was the tallest now that the Trade Center towers were down. It's
and now he keeps perpetuating the lie that he was out helping people and his employees helping people and stuff like that.
Bullshit.
These are lies. There's no proof. There's no evidence of that. And like with that guy, like there would have been cameras around if he was out there helping people.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, Break. Any other sweetos you got?
No, like this. His house of cards is crumbling. They've got to do something. Like I just gotta hope like the Republican Party, like they just finally catch their balls or find their spines or whatever, whatever the problem is.
There's rumbling,
because there are some, there are a lot of them. I shouldn't say a lot, but we know there are some of them that just are like, I fucking hate this guy, I hate this shit, but they're like going along with their party.
Yeah, it should never be about that. It should always be country before.
And that's what I'm hoping those people finally have, like a, with him. Basically committing treason on live television, which is should be another sweeto too. Like him not only saying these phone calls are real, admitting it, and then doubling down by asking China to do this stuff for him.
At the very least, it's a comedy show, Breakman. That's how I have to look at it now, because like he probably won't get anything in the end. Like you know what I mean? Other than getting voted out, which would actually be kind of cool to see him voted out, but. I don't know. For some reason, I think he's going to weasel his way out of all of this. I don't know how, but he's horrible. He's horrible. He's a horrible human being. And one of
the things that's happening to him is his support is dwindling, and I don't mean like his followers, his loyal Trumpsters and that. I mean like his administration support. Like people are leaving left and right, and they've been doing it since the beginning. Now who's in charge of his impeachment defense is Kushner.
Oh boy, are you serious?
Mulvaney, because that's all he has left.
Jesus Christ!
He's losing support left and right. Like he's going to go down. Like look at Rudy Giuliani. Like Rudy Giuliani is going to get him killed.
That's another freak show, man. Like, seriously. Freak5 is back in chat. He says, I was driving, so some comments. He said, Frank, they canceled your policy? Did they give you back your unused premium? I called them today, Freak Five, but since Bernie is the one that's technically on the policy, even though I paid for it, I did ask them that question. They said yes, if there's any, like if there's prorated money to be given back, they'll be giving it back to me. So, yeah, I had it for a month. I should be getting 5 months back, and that's what I'm hoping. So, so that way it becomes a wash, which. The other question, Freak Five, I don't know if you heard me. Like, should I'm leaning towards getting my car fixed because it's gonna cost more money, but I'm wondering if maybe if you hear any music in the background, this is my dad singing his ass off. He's a world-class singer, and I can't stop him once he starts. But anyways, should I cash the check or should I get it fixed? I'm leaning towards getting it fixed, basically, Freak Five, just to make them pay more money. So, I'm sorry, Break. Anything else on your Sweetos?
No, that's enough.
Real quickly, my Sweetos are as follows. Like Bernie bought me some new hats, so I got a couple of Friday the 13th hats since it's October, I guess, and they're really fucking cool. And I also got a Nightmare on Elm Street hat that's really cool. So,
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. My pot smoke got into my dad's room. Yeah, pretty much, man. No. Freak Five says, I used to have a futon. When I bought it, they sold me a warranty and told me if it broke, they had someone who could come out and fix it. Oh, boy. I got to hear the rest of that story. Yeah. And then, real quickly, I mentioned it earlier, but I'm waiting on getting permission for new music for the intro and outro for the show. So, hopefully I'll have that this week. And then I could make a new intro and outro for next week. So, be something to look forward to. Let's see. It broke during sex because of course it did, Freak Five. And then when he called, they told me they didn't have anyone in the area that could fix it. So did they give you your money back? Jesus Christ, man. God damn it. Fucking
wow,
asshole.
I'd never heard anything like that before in my life. Like, they'll come out and fix it for you, like a futon.
I know, futon, huh? The guy in the store blatantly lied. That happens all the time, man.
You know what? That actually does remind me. When I worked in sales, I did work with one guy who just blatantly lied to people, and he got fired pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because he was lying to people. But yeah, he would say shit like, "Oh yeah, you get something happens to it, we'll give you a new one."
Oh,
And
Jesus
stuff
Christ.
like that, and just like no, dude, like we'll fix it for you, we'll take it in, we'll send it to our shop and stuff, but we're not just gonna give them a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like that kind of guy. Like he was just promised them the world if they would ask him something like, well, what if I take it in the bathroom and I get water on it? Oh, we'll take care of that. That's no big deal, Or, what if I'm driving? What if I plug the TV into my car outlet and I'm driving with it? Is that cool? If it breaks my car, will you take care of that? Oh yeah, we'll fix your car too.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
And the reason he was doing it's because they paid us for selling warranties.
Oh,
so
I see.
I'm guaranteeing you that guy was getting paid to sell the warranties.
Yeah.
Because you bought a warranty with it, right?
Commissions, yeah.
The futon, yeah, he's getting a commission off of it.
Yeah.
But so are the rest of us, and we, it's just like that's not something you do, man.
Right.
Like you're trying to earn these people's trust, and if something comes up, they're gonna want to come back to you. And stuff.
Brakeman, that brings up a good point. Maybe we can
all look terrible.
Yeah,
so it was great when he got fired.
Yeah, it brings up a good point. Like, I hate it when people bring up the quote-unquote olden days, like back in my day, blah, 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 right? I hate that type of rhetoric because it never makes any sense. Like, I think right now is the best time to ever live because of the modern amenities that we have, right? I mean, you can make an argument.
Modern medicine alone.
Modern medicine, a plethora of things, right? Like cars have progressed, airplanes. You could make an argument that now is a better time to live than any time in our history. So, yes, times were simpler way back when, but times were also more violent. Like, when I hear people say things like, oh man, how cool it would it be to live in the old West days? And I'm like, no, it wouldn't. Like, I'd have none of the modern amenities and I could get shot with no repercussions for somebody. Now that would.
When anybody says something like that, I just think of Back to the Future 3. Remember that scene where he's in their house and they're like, "You want something to drink? Here's some water," and he hands them a glass of this yellow thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it would be like. Like, they don't have, like, our water. Like, the water back then would probably be toxic to us.
Yep. So, my point is, like, I hate all that talk, but one thing that I do see different from back in the day to now, Breakman, is ethics. Like the amount of, like, people that are unethical when it comes to things like what you were talking about. Like, when they know that they can get ahead by, you know, saying a white lie or, you know, stuff like that. Like it's ethics. Ethics, I think, is the biggest difference between then and now. Let's see. Freak5 in chat says, I got the price of the futon back, and when I asked about the warranty, they told me if it was car insurance, it wouldn't cover my new car if my old car was totaled. I said, yeah, but if I paid for 5 years of insurance on my car and it was totaled after 3 months, I would get all but 3 months of the insurance back. Yeah, that's exactly right. They do have, like, no lemon policies that I like. Like, Best Buy used to sell, like, a warranty on, like, TVs, and I always used to get that because, like, do you remember those old, like, Samsung, like, projection, like, I can't remember what they called them.
Yes, I used to sell TVs like that, huge projection.
Yes, like I can't remember what they called those, but they were a different kind of TV. But I got the lemon policy on that because that thing would break down all the time. So I would just have them come out and fix it, and then after 3 times, they would just give me a new TV. And I did that like 2 or 3 times before they were like, okay, you need to pick a different TV. So,
I got a question for Freak. Where did he buy it? Did he get this at a big chain like Best Buy, or was this like a small place? You know,
I'm guessing small place. That's my guess.
Yeah, like you definitely can't buy a warranty from a place like that.
Yeah. All right, Breakman, I have a free-for-all for us this week.
It's a free-for-all! Little baby! Yeah, it's a free-for-all! Wow! Suck it!
All right, this is it's kind of like a seasonal question, Breakman. Like, what is your favorite season/holiday and why?
Well, I'd say, let me say my least favorite seasons. My least favorite season's winter. I can't stand winters. I hate cold and all that shit. My second least favorite season is pumpkin spice season.
How dare you? How dare you?
What? Why do you like pumpkin spice? It is an evil It is evil incarnate.
It is not. It is
It's
heaven
evil.
on earth is what
It's
pumpkin
evil.
spice is.
This
No.
terrible invention designed to mind control the population.
Okay.
I think I read that on Breitbart.
I couldn't disagree with you more, Breakman. My favorite time of the year is right fucking now. October and fall is my favorite fucking time of the year because of fucking Halloween. Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday. And I have I have many reasons. Obviously, scary movies. I'm into horror movies and, you know, the whole horror vibe and whatnot. But
I love Halloween. I quite enjoy it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like the October season of Halloween. I'm talking about pumpkin spice. Like
pumpkin spice is great.
Things.
No,
pumpkin spice is evil.
No, you can conflate them in the same thing. Because when does pumpkin spice come out? Usually October 1st. You son of a bitch.
But then it lingers and it goes into November and then in December it's still fucking there.
It's pumpkin spice is great, man. Everything pumpkin is good. Pumpkin pie is my favorite. I love it. I love pumpkin spice and pumpkin. I love it.
But sweet potato pie are good.
Yeah, pumpkin is great. But anyways, the reason that Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday, aside from the aesthetic, like the horror aesthetic and all the haunted houses and the horror movies and the music and all that type of stuff, it's because Halloween is the only holiday where complete strangers give away candy or presents to other people.
And
it's the
you
only
don't
one.
have to wear a costume for first time all year.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a plus, you know. So that's the reason why it's my favorite holiday. You can't even say that about Christmas, because Christmas is all about, you know, capitalism and stuff in your face and
that is pretty damn good. You know, according to Freak, he was listening to some podcast and they said someone was talking about how bad pumpkin spice is. He said they said, you know what they do with flavors that taste good? They sell it all year.
How dare you, Freak 5, you son of a bitch, for bringing that up. But I agree. Like, no, because in this case, this is the one exception. It is because it is so great that they only want to sell it at that particular point of the year because it's so synonymous with the times. Like, pumpkin spice is I can't imagine.
It's because it's the only time of the year morons will buy it.
How dare you?
Buy it.
Exiled, Breakman, you son of a bitch. God damn it, man. I'm walking off this show.
Taste buds are defunct.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm walking off, man.
You probably burned them on pumpkin spice.
I'm gonna fucking get a job as a security guard or something. Get off this show, man.
That'd be a
what's
sweet
wrong
job
with
sitting around playing Game Boy all day.
you? Game Boy, what is this, the fucking 80s, man? Oh, man. So, okay, so your least favorite is obviously winter and fall. What's your favorite? Summer?
I love summer. I love the warmth and just being able to... Basically, I sum up is I prefer the sweat rather than shiver. I don't like shivering, but I'm fine with sweating. I'd rather sweat.
I think it's where you live too, Breakman, because like the winters here, like it gets cold here, but it's like mild. Like since we're higher in altitude, like the sun beats down on you anyways, and it feels warmer than what it is. You know what I mean? I was talking to Bernie about this the other day. Like it could be like 35 degrees here and I'd be fine as long as the sun is out. If the sun's not out, then it's a little chilly. You know what I mean? Plus, I think the snow acts differently where you are as opposed to where I'm at. Because like where you are in Ohio, like I think the snow just stays there. You know what I mean? Like if it's...
No, if it's... the snow will stay there if there's no sun. If the sun's out, even if it's below freezing, it'll melt. Like the sun melts the snow no matter what. But the problem is we'll go like days, weeks, months without the sun coming out because it's fucking winter.
See, that's the difference here. Like the sun, we have more hours of daylight than San Diego. Like it's weird. Like
we usually just don't have a problem with like snow really lingering that long.
Yeah.
Where I am anyway. I think it's probably more in like New York or Indiana.
Yeah. Well, like Iowa, I'm sure gets...
or like Kentucky. I mean, like Cleveland, places in northern Ohio. See, I'm in southern Ohio, so
okay,
maybe that's why it's different for me.
Yeah, I guess, man. But like, I don't know. I just always thought of East being a little bit colder. But I think you made the good point. Like the sun's not out there as much as it is here. Like here, like you can almost expect it to be sunny almost every day of the year. So it's like really weird. But yeah, my favorite's definitely fall. I'm not a big fan of winter, but here it's not so bad because if it snows one day, usually the next day the snow is melted and gone. It's not a big deal. People think like in Denver and in Colorado, like we're in 6 feet of snow all the time. It's just not true. Like maybe in the mountains, but not here. Not at all. But all right, let's see. Freakfly says, I bet it's only sold this time of the year because the people who like it don't buy enough the rest of the year. So take that, Breakman.
They're like the people that like it are seasonal drinkers, the hipsters and stuff like that. Like they the people that have to have like peppermint during like Christmas season and like you have to have lemonade during the summer and specific seasons for specific things. Yeah, it's like
drinking Blue Moon in the summer here. That's like a rite of passage, You have to drink Blue Moon. But all right, Breakman, I think that does it for this edition of RPGrinders. Let's do our plugs, man. What you got?
Oh, I have a plug.
I don't know. Do you? Cowbell, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, cowbell. I have cowbell.
Where's Cowbell want to plug?
Cowbell wants to plug Mrs. Cowbell.
Oh, ooh, wow. Sexy time later.
I assume this is... you know what? I shouldn't go ahead assuming this is a
family show. It's a family show, Breakman.
Maybe it's a lesbian cowbell.
Lesbian cowbells, man. All right, what do you want to plug, man?
You can follow me at break_man on Twitter and at RPGrinders on Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches if you want to see the pictures I took of the Ghost concert or the videos that I put out. I took short videos. I didn't want to be that guy that like recorded the entire concert. You know what I mean? So I just took short videos. But follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. Follow Eric on Twitter at EricRPG. Send Eric some love. He wasn't feeling good this week. Go to his Patreon.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say go to his Patreon.
Yeah, go to Eric's Patreon. Search Eric Kelly. He's writing reviews, etc., and send him some love there too.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, right, son of a bitch. Thanks Everybody in chat. Angel Light, Freak 5 was in there, Commander Root, Lurk. Special shout out to Wyland who sent us in that update on the pricing of the stick, the fighting stick. So the Neo Geo.
Yes, Neo Geo fighting stick, which definitely. If you're a fan of like Neo Geo fighting arcade games in the 90s, like anybody play fighting games, then it sounds like a reasonable price to me.
Yeah. There was somebody else in chat. I forgot who was in there.
If you have friends, you'll make them buy their controllers.
Yeah. I also want to plug my dad singing, who's singing in the background the entire show. It's awesome.
And this contact high.
Yeah. Actually, no, man. Like I don't smoke in the house at all. So, let's see.
He left the windows open.
Yeah. There you go.
You're on the side of the house, like
the windows open, like the secondhand smoke just comes in and he bakes out. That's awesome, man.
I'm hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah. A special shout out to all the archive listeners out there. Thank you guys so much on Twitch. Twitch is, you'd be surprised, man. We have like a lot of views on Twitch. I was really surprised.
Really?
So yeah,
that's cool. Freak makes a good point. I've always thought this too. He said, I think seasonal foods and drinks are the way because of harvest time for different foods, which is like, pumpkin. This is pumpkin
exactly
season. And it just became tradition since then. And that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of the pumpkin spice people, it's just they do it more out of tradition, I think, than that it's actually good.
If they sold pumpkin spice all year, I'd be okay with that.
I think you'd be in the small minority of people that would.
I think you're a son of a bitch. How about that?
Would, but I think it would be like this really small niche.
How dare you, man? How dare you? Pumpkin pie could be sold year round, and I would fucking eat it, man.
That would be true. There are a lot of people that don't pie.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for this show. Anything else, Breakman?
Yeah, don't drink pumpkin spice. Don't eat pumpkin spice. It's a government conspiracy. They're trying to infect your brain with the pumpkin spice.
All right, everything that Breakman said, do the opposite. That's what I'm gonna say. But
I was just gonna suggest they get these hats, not tinfoil. Jesus, stupid. Aluminum foil.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody listening. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week, and hopefully Eric will be back. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Cowbell. This might be the last time for this outro music.
Dun dun dun.
Cowbell. Cowbell.
If pumpkin spice was a Spice Girl, I might eat her.
I think I would eat the Spice Girls, Freak 5. just saying, just saying. Thanks a lot, Freak 5, for joining, and everybody else in chat. Really appreciate the listeners out there, and you guys especially.
Harmonica, I don't have one of those.
Yeah, no, none of that.
I should get it like a kazoo.
Kazoo. Oh, Jesus Christ. We've been through so many musical iterations on this show, man. But
get some plastic toy instruments, like a little drum kit.
Kazoo would be awesome, man. I should do that. That, like, the most annoying instrument ever. Or maybe ukulele. Maybe I'll do a little ukulele for everybody. What is your favorite Spice Girl? Freak 5 says all of the above.
I don't know. I don't know the different ones.
What was the name of the one that married that Beckham dude? She was a good number.
I don't know them apart.
Yeah,
I don't even. I know there's like a Sporty Spice. That's the only name I remember.
Oh, Ginger and Baby, probably Ginger if it's the same one I'm thinking of, Freak 5. But anyways, thanks so much, everybody on Twitch and YouTube too. Appreciate it. Later, everybody.